Welcome back to my garden. My name is Robin. I garden in Zone 6 in Northwest Connecticut. First point of business, if you live anywhere near around here, or if you're just traveling around for Garden Conservancy open days, my Garden Conservancy open day is July 21st. That's a Sunday this year. And the Garden of Carl Salcedo in Burlington, Connecticut is also open that day. So I hope you're going to join us. Don't forget you need to sign up. Hashtag GCOpendays.com. So it's been a while. My goal was to get in a June garden tour, but it's been very, very windy. It's been, 100 degrees. We've had pouring thunderstorms that we don't normally have. So it's been a bit of a challenge. Having said that, the garden looks amazing this year. And I think right at the moment, it's probably at its peak. Some things are early, some things are late. Hopefully things are going to hang on until the 21st, but it's going to be what it's going to be. You know what gardening is like. Another thing I want to just quickly mention, right now I'm getting ready to go out before I do this garden tour, but I'm going somewhere. Normally when I'm gardening, not only do I have on sunscreen, I always have on sunglasses and I always have on a hat. I see a lot of people who are not covering their heads. You know what? You can get skin cancer, not only on your face and your body, but you can get it on your scalp. My sisters have had issues with skin cancers, and it's something you really want to protect your skin. Always wear sunscreen. And a long time ago, somebody said, complained about those of us who do, content creation wearing sunglasses. Well, I'm never outside without sunglasses on. Again, protect your eyes from the sun. This is really important stuff. So that's just a little aside from me. Having said that, again, the garden is great. Please subscribe, hit that like button. If you're watching this video, it really does make a difference. And watching the entire video also makes a difference when it comes to the YouTube algorithms, which are impossible for me to figure out. So I'm trying to get to at least one garden video a month. And if you guys have questions, please ask me. If you want more content from me, just ask me. I'm not sure whether people actually want more content or not. So I really look forward to hearing from you. Please send me questions. I answer every single question that I get. So what I thought we'd do, again, is walk around. All the hydrangeas are blooming, not the panicles yet, but all the macrophyllus are blooming, all the roses are blooming. I've put in a lot of evergreens, as I've been mentioning over the years. I have a bunch of annuals. Unfortunately, rabbits are starting to eat them in advance of my open garden day, which doesn't make me happy. I've got a lot of containers. So with the extremes in the weather, there definitely have been some issues this year. Still fighting voles. I'm using every product and gadget on the market to fight voles, and we have not found something that is super effective in our yard. I guess they just multiply like the rabbits do. I had to replace our magnolia tree, and I did a pink flare cherry because the magnolia for some reason just wasn't growing, and it was, disgusting. You cracked a branch and it was green, or a bud and it was green, but it never bloomed. It wasn't growing, so we finally just gave in and pulled it out. I have a new flamethrower red bud that I got last fall. That's doing great. I'm struggling a little bit on the days we've had 100 degrees. We don't normally have 100 degrees in Connecticut, for sure. I have, let's see, my new Stewardia, which is behind me. Is doing great, and that replaced the catalpa that got destroyed in a storm. And other than that, I think we'll just walk around and I'll point out the things that are doing well, things that maybe are struggling, issues that I'm finding this year besides the critters, and we'll take it from there. So in advance, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, please subscribe, hit that like button. It really does make a difference. And let's take a tour of, it's actually July 2nd. So this was meant to be a June garden tour. So we're going to start in the backyard because it never fails. They decide to mow, and today's not even a mowing day. So we're going to start back here, and if it just gets too loud, I'll just have to stop for a while. So you can see the wisteria on this arbor. It actually bloomed this year, and I think it bloomed because I actually really cut it back hard. So I'm getting ready to cut this back hard again. So let's just walk through. And, you know, I have a choice of paths. You can go this way or you can go this way. So why don't we go this way and we'll loop around. So right here, I've got a few containers with that I've typically mixed like dahlias, zinnias, plain the blue, salvia and stuff. I've mixed a bunch of different things in the different containers. The Siberian irises have all bloomed already. Loosestrife, this is not the invasive kind. This is a daylily called African Chant. And this is probably the best it's bloomed, I'm gonna say. I've got roses on either side here. This is Eustacia Vi from David Austin. A new perennial, and I apologize for the bright sunlight. So it's going to be tough, but in the morning, first thing in the morning, while my garden is gorgeous for me, there's a lot of very dark shadows. So I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't, as far as when I'm going to shoot a video. This is Verbena Bampton. This is new for me. And it is a perennial. I have it in a container, you can see here. And I have it surrounded with some Apricota Cosmos that I grew. The bunnies are eating all my Supertunia Bordeaux's. Just love it. This is a mum. I've stuck in a few other things over here. I had to move a Viburnum that's down in there. Got a new daylily hiding in there. Baptisia. This is Vanilla Cream. The Baptisias, of course, are finished already. The phlox is definitely starting to put on a real show. This is Opalescence right here. Very pretty, but you can see I have a bunch of phlox that I've had over the years, and they definitely have, you know, self-seeded. So they're pretty much all over. I've got black-eyed Susans here. The grasses have been slow to come on this year, but seem to finally be picking up. I made the mistake, I grew some hollyhocks from seed, and I bought one so I'd quickly know where they were, but it's way shorter than I thought it was gonna be. So now I've got to figure out where I'm gonna move it. The Firelight hydrangeas, again, I think I've mentioned this before. I thought these were Firelight tidbits. They're not. They were mismarked. So every year, you know, I have to go back and cut them back and stuff. Got a bunch of daylilies. This is a late one called Quizzical. This is one called Mary Todd. I've cut back all my catmint in preparation for my open garden day, hoping it'll all reflush by then. I put in a new hydrangea called Let's Dance Lovable and some Petticoats Peach Geum. Again, a lot of these things have already bloomed. Black-eyed Susans. This is a grass called Carly Rose. I've got a lot of, this is a daylily called Velvet Shadows. I've had that for a long time, and that's really multiplying all over the place. So let's swing back around this way. Weigela has already bloomed. The Baptisia Purple Smokes have already bloomed. I have cut back most of my Salvia caradonas. You can see I haven't gotten to these yet, so I will get to that. Got a daylily in here and another one back there. Here's another Firelight. This is Burnett right here. It's kind of already had a peak. I have to cut it back and I should get another bloom. We've got a yarrow here. Really pretty. So far, the rabbits haven't destroyed it. I think I better get it pushed up a little bit. I'm debating about cutting back, or limbing up, I should say, maybe a little bit this Chamaecyparis. Oh my God, I see a massive weed in there. So tell me what you think. Have you ever done that? I don't know if I've seen too many people. I think this was called false, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it now. I'll try and put it on the screen. I have never limbed this one up, and it's humongous compared to when I first got it. So, but I'm thinking it's starting to look a little out of place because it's so big. You know, you got to be careful with tags. They make you think that things are going to stop growing. Of course, things don't stop growing. Here's my new Stewardia. It's just starting to bloom. And this branch is, I think with all the heavy rain, this branch got very heavy. And it may actually kind of tie it up because it's now hanging in my face as I'm walking around. Here's a daylily. Well, the daylilies have all really started popping. This is one called Rose Ring. Oh, let me get out of my shadow. This is one called Rose Ring. Very pretty. Again, a lot of these daylilies, I've had them forever and a day. Here's a big container I got this year at the Trade Secrets Fair. I got the container and filled that with a bunch of things. I've got dahlias in there, I've got cosmos in there, I've got straw flower in there. What else is in there? I don't know, I can't even see at this point. And then whatever you call those big red things. The penstemon is still blooming. Midnight Masquerade. My sweet peas are still going, and my agastache is finally coming along because it wasn't. This is Queen Nectarine. I've been pretty good about cutting the sweet peas until recently, and then I've kind of stopped. This is a really pretty that I grew from seed, of course. And again, there's a, let me back out. There's another Firelight. I've got a rose here, another David Austin rose. This is Olivia Rose Austin. The roses are really pretty this year. And in the container next to it, I have a variety of things. I have creme caramel phlox, I have Love and Wishes salvias, I have a dahlia in there, I have a sweet potato vine, and then more cosmos that I grew from seed. So if we swing back around, we can see there's where we just came down. That spirea put itself there. I did not plant that. It gets bigger every year. So again, there's my new Stewardia. And I'm going to walk down and then walk back. So all the Allium Globemasters are finished. That in there is a daylily called Chicago Arnie's Choice, which I love. It seems a little washed out to me this year. I don't know why. Bobo Hydrangea. It's got buds. The panicles have not bloomed yet. Then we've got more Nepeta Walker's Low. This is in a stilbe called Chocolate Shogun, and I love it. Like I said, we've had some weird weather. We've gone from, 100 degrees to pouring rain, and it has definitely affected things. I can see some, it almost looks like burnout, actually. And this Japanese maple, Koto no Ito, has not leafed out as good as it does in years. I've asked my tree guy to look into it because I certainly don't want to lose it, and I've got tree bags on these things because, again, we've had some really hot weather. So let's go to the end here and then we'll turn around. Siberian irises are all finished, and then let's flip around. So I have two big hawthorns that are really starting to throw a lot of really nice shade, so it gives me a place to pop a few things. I've got some hellebores, I've got some epimediums under here. I've got something called Miyazaki triticus, I've got some columbines under here. Got some burnett's under here, little squirrel. Oh, I even see it's blooming. I don't know if I can, see if I can zoom that. There it is. Lilac squirrel, I believe it's called. More Palace purple heuchera. I have a lot of like allium millenniums that I have separated and separated and separated, and I have a huge clump there. I have a bunch of huge clumps over there, and I have the original clumps in the front. This is double play doozy. Already had its first big flush. I just haven't gotten around to cutting back the spent blooms. White Wands Veronica, a big pollinator magnet. So if you want pollinators, the Veronicas, I have Wizard of Oz, I have this one, White Wands. They're just covered. I'm sure you can't see it, and you certainly can't hear it with the darn mowing guys out here. This is Let's Dance Top Fun, which is new. And I have a Let's Dance Lovable that I just put in there, a little one. Boom Chocolata. Got a couple of those. I love that geranium. It's great for filling space. It has that really pretty purple flower, light purple flower. Invincible Spirit 2 is blooming. More Boom Chocolata right here. And this year I'm having a problem with my Walker's Load catmint. Eric and Christopher, if you're watching, tell me if you're having trouble with this too, where it's dying out in the center. And I don't know if it's just because we've had so much water. And FYI, that buzzing you keep hearing in the background is because of voles. We're hoping that they just deter them, but it doesn't really seem to work. This is a yarrow called Vintage Violet. That's blooming. I have a clethra there. And this was the new bed that I did. So over here I have Floret Golden Hour zinnias. And I have those popped, I have her stuff popped all around. So I've got a grass here called Desert Plains, a new one, Cheyenne Sky in there. Mini Twist Pine is one of my favorites. Heuchera, Peachberry Ice, absolutely love it. I have it in every bed, I think. So this, I'm going to back up so you can actually see. So there's one hawthorn, and there's the other. And then we have a path that goes through the middle so I can walk around. This is a dressed up evening gown heuchera here from Proven Winners. And more of my cosmos. I have my, well, it's a crapshoot this year. I have a lot of my dahlias in the ground. I'm just trying to see what happens. We'll see. Pearl Glam Beauty Berry. I have the original Calicarpa Early Amethyst in another bed. I love it because it gets the little purple berries as we go through the fall. So this is a rose from Heirloom Roses called Bonica. Surrounded by some lupins, some foxgloves, more peachberry ice, more peachberry ice, more peachberry ice. Salvia caradona, got some nemesia in there with that. Got some coral jade, sedum back there, and lemon jade. We've got some more daylilies over here. This one is called Bella Lugosi. And I haven't gotten out here to, I usually deadhead my daylilies every single day. I'm very good about that. Wee Bit Grumpy. This one is not showing any blooms yet. I don't know why. Or blossom, you know, buds. Who knows? I did a lot of perennial mums this year. And they're in a bunch of beds, so I'll show you. Some of them are already very large. This is a reblooming lilac from Proven Winners. Pink Lemonade Baptisias, more foxglove. There's a David Austin rose called Princess Anne. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous rose. Incredible hydrangea, I actually moved this from another location, so I'm actually really surprised that it's blooming. Some more lupins. I've got some lupins I've got to move that aren't doing well in another spot. I think they're getting too much shade. I have a lot of new Siberian irises also. Forsythia, I think I've finally found a place where it works. I've had it in 2 other locations. I think finally I have a spot where it's going to bloom. More peachberry iceuchera. This is a thread branch cypress. As I mentioned, you know, if you've been following me at all, you know I've been adding a lot more evergreens. This is Coco Loco rose that's not blooming at the moment. It's not really filling out too much either, which worries me. A couple of Joey Nicky dahlias. And another, I think this is called Lundabee's Blue spruce. I've got 2 edge of night hibiscus here, and I'm actually a little surprised they're not bigger. They might not be getting as much water as they like. But again, I moved those from another location. I moved a lot of things around this year, so I'm not totally surprised. Again, I've got, oh, I see something that needs water for sure. There's another, one of my new mums, more peachberry ice. You can see how much I like it. More heucheras. This is a new catmint called Chartreuse on the Loose. Another bobo that has some buds on it. Shenandoah grass, one of my favorites. And we're back around here. So let me back up and kind of give you a nice overall look. So we go, you know, up there around the house. We come down. The bugs would leave me alone for a minute. I could hold my hand steady. And then when we go this way, this is my shade bed. So let's see if we can even see things. So I have a lot of spireas here. I have Brunnera, Jack of Diamonds. I have hellebores. I have a couple of daylilies. I have a container here. Look at this cosmos. I love this one. I think this double click bicolor. I love that. Blue kazoo spirea. Can't say enough about it. I have 3 of them, I think, in here. I love the color. It's a really pretty, soft blue-green. More daylilies. Big elegans hosta. Look at that Aurelia. That is actually a perennial, not a shrub. And that comes back from the ground every year. And look at the size of that thing. White azaleas. And here's, let's see, what is this? This is called Elmer Anderson. Very, very pretty. Whoops, not wanting to do what I'm asking it to do. Very pretty daylily. More spirea, gold mound, and then some astilbes, and then a Miss Kim lilac. So when I turn around, you can see I've got Salix, Hakura, Nishiki. I've limbed them up so they're a little more like trees. I've got some mahogany splendor that I grew from seed going in here. Like I said, I'm really sorry about the harsh light. These are all lilacs right here. A few different varieties. I have another Miss Kim. I have a Purple Sensation. And I don't remember what the other one is. Mange, I think. So coming back down, let's walk down this way. So straight ahead, you can see a Viburnum mariesi. I love that. I have an entire hedge of that across the back. Gorgeous white lace-capped flowers. I can't say enough about this Viburnum here. And like I said, I've got a whole hedge of it back there. Underplant. I've got a lot of underplanting this year. Queen of the Prairie. I'm finding over the years this is so invasive for me. It's so pretty, but it just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading. And I feel like I spend more time pulling it out. So I think I'm gonna pull some of it out this week. My husband made those nice towers for me. I'll find something else to use them on. Siberian iris here, some ageratum, tall blue planet that I did from seed, some large Great Expectations. There's 2 hostas there. This is my dawn redwood, which I love. And unfortunately, from the storm the other night, I see some broken branches that I better get onto. Crocus regal hosta. I have 2 large ones. Now here's an example. This is fall charm. This is a perennial mum, and like I said, they're huge. I mean, they're really they're good size. But instead of planting annual mums, you know, this way they come back all the time. So when I swing around, again, this is definitely a shadier area. It gets shade in the afternoon. So we have some, I don't know if they're bloomstrucks. I've had those macrophyllus for a long time. But next to it here, last year I put in Limelight Prime. So hopefully this is going to bloom. And it's a nice size. I literally only got this last year when I went to Proven Winners in New Hampshire. Bunnies have been on my saffron finch. Doesn't make me happy. Lots of epimedium in here, some tiarella, the bleeding heart's finished, more epimedium back there, a nice big ligularia, more hydrangeas. These are Diablo 9-barks, which surprisingly are doing okay considering they only get the sun for the morning. Palace purple. I definitely need to bring that up off the epimedium. Got some Lamian that keeps seeding itself around. Autumn frost hosta. I've got a lot of things sticking in there. And Roald Dahl from David Austin is buried under these nasturtiums. I'm having a feeling that the nasturtiums are taken over, and I might just pull them out. While they look really pretty, I feel like they're not giving the roses an opportunity to grow. Dark Side of the Moon, a Stilby. Here's a little wee bit grumpy, another one. Lady's Mantle. Another thing I need to do, I want to get out here and cut back the blooms. Lots of Astilbe. Another massive Crocus regal. And this is Aruncus goat's beard, which again, it's kind of like a plant on steroids, getting ready to, it looks like a Astilbe, but it's not. But look at the size of it. It goes literally like from here all the way over to here. And these, this is a French pussy willow. When I moved here 8 years ago, that was maybe 3 feet high. I have 3 of them, and they're massive. This is the biggest of all of them. So we got a couple more Macrophylla hydrangeas here. And this is Francis Williams hosta in here that I moved from another bed last year. Coringosoma, if you're not familiar with this, is a unique plant. I don't find too many people have this. It's called yellow wax bells is the normal name for it. So it'll start putting out, it's got buds on it now, but it'll start putting out a tiny little yellow flower. I'm not sure if you can see, so I have bugbane in here. I don't know, it starts out well every year and then it doesn't do well. I'm not sure if I just don't have it in a good spot. You'd think I would have tried a different spot by now because I say that every year, but you know, who knows. Ilex steeds. My swamp azalea is blooming because this is a very wet spot. So this was the perfect place for it. I have a burning bush here, Hakanakloa. I put some begonia. It's not, let's see, do I have a tag? Yes, I do have a tag, hang on. This is Double Up Pink. And some lady's mantle that I transplanted. a dahlia in a pot that's being eaten alive by slugs. This is a hosta called Brother Stefan. Way bigger than I originally thought it was. Oh, I see a ton of weeds back there. With some double play, spirea, Big Bang, I believe that is. And then I have some anemones behind that. All right, let's turn around. There's the dawn redwood. I have gladiolas that I planted. I think I got those from Longwood, 2 different colors. Feverfew that I planted from seed. Here's the Hoopla Vivid Orchid with white lantana. Some drops of Jupiter. And a lot of Sahara that I seeded. Looks like I've had critters in there. Some more zinnias. Some more feverfew. And let me turn around slowly, hopefully, so I don't make you throw up. All right, let's go back this way. So I've got a pine. We actually had to cut some branches behind it because it was not getting enough sun. So it was really sparse on the back side. It's looking much better. Winecraft Gold Cotinus with a black lace elderberry behind it. And here's another example of, here are some perennial mums there and also here. Again, all the catmint has been cut back after its first flush. Cryptomeria. And again, same thing. This is Desdemona in here. It bloomed once already. But I think the nasturtiums are really inhibiting the growth on the roses that I have there. This entire bed here is the Dahlia floret. Dahlias. Sunflower Steve. Sunflowers with some cosmos that I grew in front of them. We've got double click bicolor, cupcake blush, Rubenza. Here's some more. Then I've got tomatoes and peppers and basil in this bed right here. On this arbor, I have Generous Gardener, which I'm hoping will climb all the way up. This is its first year. I'm not sure if it's going to be happy long term in the containers I have for it. I may have to just put it in the ground, but we'll wait and see. This was blooming. I guess it's not blooming anymore. Climbing rose called Sunrose, Garden Sunrose. Then I've got seeded plants that I've grown, zinnias, scabioses, more Sahara, prairie sun, amaranth, more feverfew. Again, here's some, we've got some floret dahlias. That's the petite dahlia. I actually had to move. I had the Cancun series in another bed. I had to move them because the voles were starting to eat them, believe it or not. This is Let's Dance Blue Jangles down there, starting to color up a little bit. I missed cutting those catmints back, unfortunately. I'm going to pull my garlic as soon as I finish this today. It's definitely ready to pull. Some celosia and more snapdragons that I have been seeding. And in my raised bed, this is a Birdie's raised bed that I got from Epic Gardening. And even though I have wire in here underneath, critters are definitely in here because my onions are not doing well. Something ate my lettuce. I'm not happy, not happy. But the garlic, you know, I've gotten all my scapes cut back as was necessary. But as the leaves basically start turning on the garlic, you want to pull them out because that's what is protecting the garlic bulb itself. Got a bunch of zinnias here. So I have a lot of the floret zinnias. This is alpenglow here. There's one. I've got Benary's lime, giant lime. Got some straw flower coming here. Status, more snapdragons. Amaranth. Over here, got amaranth along the edge there. Seven Sun tree. Tiny wine gold. 9 bark, and then 3 Gora. Juniper gold star here, and that's Dobbs frosted juniper. Sorry, I can't get out of my shadow right now. I have 2 very large pinky winkies here, backed up by some pussy willows. I have a conservation area behind my house. And then I have a whole hedge there of the Mary E.C. Viburnums. So turning around, you can see there's the house for perspective. So we're going back to the single viburnum. And let's start back over here. I really apologize for the noise. With the weed whacking and the mowing, they usually do this on Wednesdays, which is why I decided to do this today. And for the first time in a long time, it's not a super windy day, so I'm hoping you can hear me clearly. I have a bunch of Shenandoah grass here, which is one of my favorites. Got a bunch of daylilies. So this is the back side of the same bed. There's that rose ring daylily. I've got a couple other daylilies here. Here's a container with some dahlias and plain the blue salvia. Rockin' plain the blue salvia, my favorite annual. I still have some Diana's Delight clematis growing over here and finding its way into the grass. Got some seeded plants that I put here, some annual salvia that I grew. This is your standard Magnus coneflower, echinacea. I had one rogue elephant ears that I didn't know where to put, so that's where I put it. Splendor boxwood, ruby ribbons grass, I love. Something tends to eat them, so sometimes I have to replace them, unfortunately. I've got 3 different dahlias there. We've got some lantana and some supertunias in there, some more daylilies, agastaki, blue fortune, I love, and then I have Coosa dogwood here, which, considering all the rain we have, it actually looks a little stressed, if you ask me. The leaves are really sort of curling into themselves. I'll have to ask my tree guy. I have a guy who helps me maintain my large trees as far as feeding, fertilizing, and anything major that needs to be done with the large, like evergreens. I mean, if you've put this much effort into, growing a Norway spruce in 8 years or 7 years, you want to make sure they get taken care of properly. So I'll have to see what he has to say about that. So let's keep walking this way. So here's the Coosa. And then more black-eyed Susans. I have a Dervilla in there. It's called Ruby Wren. And again, some more grasses, some more phlox, ageratum and zinnias that I put in here, and some more new daylilies. Again, these are also the floret zinnias in here. This is Victorian Wedding. There's one right there. And then, of course, we have your, red fountain grass, more phlox, another ruby ribbons right there. And you can see there are the hawthorns and the Japanese maple, Koto no Ito. A grass called heavy metal, gold cone juniper that really has plumped up this year. Suddenly it's bulked up quite a bit. And then right next to it is a pink diamond hydrangea. And then I've got 2 clematis here. One's called Mrs. Robert Bryden. It's not a climbing one, and it's going very slow this year because I actually replaced the tutor it was on. This is from Gardener's Supply because it was outgrowing everything I put it on. And then I have another one called Etoile Voilette right next to it that is a climber. And a daylily, sorry. Some Dusty Miller I grew from seed. And then at the end here we have a container and a dahlia that really needs water. So I've got some lupins in there, got a lemon cypress, heliotrope. So coming back around, let's walk back towards the Viburnum hedge. And you can see, like I said, I've got the Norway spruce, which is just massive. Raiden's favorite aster. Got some Italian ice Proven Winners roses, oh so easy Italian ice. Drumstick alliums are starting to come up. In the back there I have some helianthus. This is a rose called Lady of Shalott. It was blooming. Of course it's not blooming right now. This is Banana Cream 2, Daisy. Got some Sweet William in there. Cheyenne's Spirit, I think that is. Coneflowers in there. Let me zoom in a bit. Morning Light Grass. There we go. Morning Light Grass. I have another Baptisia behind there and another Skyland Spruce, but it's small. Here's a small spruce that I put in called Poosh. Got some containers here. This is Pink Profusion Salvia. And in the back over there, let's see, I don't think you can see it, it's too shady. I have a new Japanese maple. So I have more Burnet. I have blue spruce. Again, kind of a reminder for you how quickly trees can grow. That's why I always suggest putting in the big pieces first. I moved here 8 years ago. These were brand new trees that were not more than like 6 or 8, about 8 feet tall at the most. And you can see they're very, very tall. Same with the Colorado spruce, same with the Abies concolor fir. This is an oak leaf hydrangea called Alice with autumn joy sedum below it. Zebra grass on another tower that my husband made. Some more daylilies. Here's another perennial mum. This one's called Yellow Quill. And behind it we have Carl Forrester grass. We've got lots of Atlas roses in there, more Italian ice roses, a big Pinky Winky, a Barberry, more Cheyenne Spirit, coneflowers, and we've got some Conca d'Or lilies that are getting ready to open pretty soon, I think. More grass. Here's the Calicarpa early amethyst, and it'll be completely covered with the little purple berries later in the fall. Got a container here with a canna and some sweet potato vine and some begonias. Not doing great. Another daylily, a couple Chamaecyparis, another Carl Forrester in the back. Here's my flamethrower redbud, which on these days where we've had like 100 degrees, I've watered it like 3 times at least. We've got some Astilbe Dark Side of the Moon in here because it can take sun and shade. There's Let's Dance Big Band, hydrangeas, macrophyllus, big leaves, Thuya Linesville, I've put in there. And again, let's flip back around so you can get an idea where I am. There's the arbor where I started with the wisteria. We won't go up that way yet, we'll start over here. Here's another Crossa Regal, hosta. And in the container, I have Dara that self-seeded itself. And then I have some elephant ears in here. I put them in this big, it was an old fire pot that I've been using for plants with a dahlia. Got a lot of Astilbe. I just divided a bunch and Gave it to one of my design clients. This is Primo Wild Rose, Heuchera. Lots of Solomon seal, really spreading itself around. This is Clethra, Ruby Spice, Wizard of Oz Dahlia. Lots of Palace Purple. Some of them are just gigantic. I mean, I can't get over the size of some of these. Got two hostas in here with different leaves, but I'm really not sure what varieties they are. I've had them for a really long time. More Dark Side of the Moon there, and then a lot of Hakanakloa. This is a new hosta called Seducer, and I have a new clematis called Still Waters. Again, that was blooming, but it's not now, so sorry about that. Let's go this way. Okay, so we have some more daylilies, some more hydrangeas. This is Spun Silk daisies from Proven Winners. Cat's Pajamas. This is a Nepeta called Neptune, and more Palace Purple. That is a shrub called Wickstromia, which again, I don't think a lot of people have ever heard of. And then I have two 9-barks here, right there. And I have Festivus Gold and Tiny Wine 9-bark. And then some really pretty back there. Some really dark daylilies behind it. I'm not sure what this guy is. I think it's City Line Venice, but I have a tag on it, but it hasn't bloomed in a long time, so I'm not sure. I have a privet there. I lost my little pine that was there. Enkianthus, right there. And then when I walk over this way, this side of the garage, you can see I have more drops of Jupiter oregano. This is one of my favorite things on the property. This river birch. This is called Little King. This is Invincible Mini Mauvette. Seems to be happy in the shade here. My mock orange already bloomed. The Betony is blooming now. Pomelo Betony. And I have some baby's breath that I bought years ago, and every once in a while it shows up. That's Amsonia Stormcloud in the middle, and then Veronicastrum over there will get over there. And then more Black-Eyed Susans, because why not? Some cypress. All right, let's go this way. Japanese maple. So we've got a lot of irises. This is called Purring Tiger. And I have a lot of irises, bearded iris in this bed that we were just looking at that are all finished at this point. So I have a lot of daylilies here. Dahlias, again, everything kind of needs water, I can see. Another Palace Purple monster. I have a bunch of Baptisias that I've had forever. I transplanted them from another house, and I know they have a very deep taproot, so they don't transplant easily, but I've had these forever. Sorry, the air conditioner is really loud. This is Firelight Tidbit. Got some Acorus Ogon all over. I have Monkshood that is now being sort of suffocated and buried under this sweet shrub Calycanthus. On the last storm, it really opened up the top there. And drops of Jupiter oregano underneath it, and then a bridal veil, bridal spirea. And then when you look this way, you can see the Little King, river birch, and because obviously I get a lot of water running down here. And then a Veronicastrum with its really pretty lavender flower is the one I have. Some boxwoods. I just pulled Creeping Jenny out of there. And then if I swing around, there's the Flamethrower Redbud, and there's the Abies concolor. And then when I come this way, we have another arbor that has Clematis elsa spath, Wisteria amethyst falls, another Salix hakura nishiki, a lot of Shenandoah grasses in here, Bupleurum that self-seeded itself. I have cut back the Salvia caradona once already, Queen of Sweden. So I guess I lied. I said all the roses were blooming. And since I said that, obviously they're not. Let's swing over here. This is a big container that I have with some sweet potato vines, some coleus. That coleus is called Glennis. Got some cleome, I've got some lupin in there, I've got some nemesia in there, some wallflower in there. This was an annual perennial salvia that I grew from seed, bloomed a little earlier, and then some yarrow that I also grew from seed from last year. Here is this is Elsa spath. It is so pretty. And then I have a crabapple right here with some more daylilies underneath it that are just starting. I've got some hydrangeas over here. I pulled out some catmint because it wasn't doing well. Got my little fountain going right here that I got at Brimfield probably 100 years ago. This is a daylily called Olali Ethel Peters. And then, like I said, and there's the Salix hakura nishiki. And then when you swing over here, I've got dahlias. Got a penstemon that I moved here this year. Some spruces. This is called Hillside Upright. I've got some verbascum. Wedding candles is this one. This is a dahlia called Dwi Duroy, R-O-I. And then I've got some annuals here. So I have Cosmos Fizzy White. I have some zinnias. I have some bells of Ireland. I have some basil, and I have a million Verbena bonariensis. Then I also have more drops of Jupiter, another Baptisia over here. This is the original clump for the alliums. And then I have another bunch of dahlias right here. So swinging around, I have winterberries, more, here's my new pink flare cherry tree. This is the Safari Dawn, I think it is. James Britannia, so far hasn't been completely demolished by rabbits. Tough Stuff, believe it or not, there's only 3 in there. It's just massive. And I think the winterberry is kind of even hiding part of it. You can kind of see Boom Chocolata sticking out there. This is yarrow that I grew from seed also, and salvia, so we've got that. I've got little lime hydrangeas over here in the front with a Charles Jolly lilac backed up by inkberries. And inkberries are just a great option because they require absolutely nothing. You just trim them down once in a while, which is nice. So these are all the Nepeta Walker's Low. They're starting to reflush. I don't know why they were not doing well. Gembox hollies. I pulled out all the Nepeta on this side and did that Coraldo Hinoki. Those seem to be doing well here. Another 3 Tough Stuff. This is just the original Tough Stuff. A Poet's Wife from David Austin Rose, pretty yellow. All my peonies are in this bed, so I have one here, and then I have a bunch back there we'll take a look at. Spirea ogon still looking beautiful. These were Amsonias, which is a native shrub, which is great. I popped some Cheyenne Spirit coneflowers in here from a place in the back. But look at the size of my Boom Chocolata. These were all flag irises in here. They are slowly being consumed by weeds, grasses. I lost one that was up here in the front to black-eyed Susans that I mistakenly let go and didn't get on. Container, skyrocket grass, that's gonna get gorgeous. It's gonna get like super, super high. More rock and play in the blues salvia. More winterberries. More spruce. So if you watch me, you'll remember that I cut the red twig dogwoods almost to the ground because they were just massive. And look how much they have grown back. It's amazing. I made myself a little pond, which I'm loving. Hibiscus. I think I have, I think I have Perfect Storm, but I won't swear to that. And I have a lot of ajuga that I put in. This is a Tibucina. It's an annual, I love it. Tidy Tim Spruce. So you can see where I've pulled out a lot of annuals and I'm popping in evergreens so I have less work. That is a perennial mum called Centerpiece, I believe it is. Really pretty pink. It's already pretty big and it's starting to bloom. I have 3 big quick-fire hydrangeas here underneath my Heritage River birches. So these have been here since I moved in. I put them in the very beginning along with that spruce, and we absolutely love them. They're just absolutely glorious. Let me see if I can back up without killing myself and show you. They're just beautiful. So let's continue walking down this path. So as I mentioned, I've got peonies all along this edge here that have already bloomed, of course. I've got some shrub roses in there, some pink shrub roses behind the Tough Stuff hydrangeas. This companion fountain I think we've had for 20 years already. I have some salvias and veronicas that I put in here, cotinus. So I have 2 smoke bushes that, again, I coppiced this year. And then I think you probably know at this point I have an entire line of 9-barks. We've got more Salix Hakura Nishiki. This is just your standard Becky daisy, blooming its head off. We've got some lilies that are blooming now. I have 2 wee white hydrangeas, really nice, perform really well. They stay nice and small and seem to handle sun or shade. I see a critter. That doesn't make me happy. Daylilies, again, are blooming. Here's some more evergreens. This is called Slow Mound Mugo. We've got a dahlia in there. I've got some persicaria in here. I've got lots of play in the blues salvia and artist blue ageratum. I added a couple little more mini twist because I love the mini twist pine. A Weigela called Midnight Sun gets even more gorgeous as the year goes by. And lots of daylilies that are opening, cosmos that I have in with my dahlias. And like I said, I've got a bunch of persicaria and burnet in here. And those are the lilacs that I was mentioning earlier. I've got a Glow Girl Spirea. I really like this shrub. It already bloomed, but if you haven't seen that, the color is lovely. So consider taking a look at that. And then we're coming down to the end of the path. I have another Coraldo Hinoki cypress. On this side, I had to pull out a snowball viburnum, and I put in 2 yellow point pines, and that's a really big walker's low that I've had for a long time. I've got some euphorbias in here. Again, the 9-barks are pretty massive. Astrontia, more self-seeded buplurum, Nicotiana is got a leaf massive that I didn't realize. And again, all my containers need water. I mean, they're just starving for water here. I've got some eucomis, pineapple lilies, in this container with some lantana and some really pretty calla lilies. And then, like I said, we come back, there's one of my favorites, mini twist pine, some cleomes. We've got a weeping white spruce here, silver gumdrop eucharis. There are the zinnias from Floret, a sesky birch, and more peachberry ice eucharis. And there we are back to the beginning where we started. There's the purple loosestrife, the pink diamond hydrangea, and there's the arbor where we started. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of it. If you have questions, just ask me. See you in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you get something out of these videos. If you have a question, let me know. And as always, I know I talk about the garden markers that I use. They are indestructible, and I highly suggest you check them out. I have them linked in our Amazon store. I used a P-Touch laminate label, and I have had no issues whatsoever for years now with the labels that I am using. So if you're struggling with that, then maybe check those out. And I'll see you in the next video.